Hello, my name is Sandro, and we talk today about how to build high-converting real estate websites. My presenter is here. So I'm 30 years, I have 30 years of experience in the industry. And for the past 15 years, I'm specialized on WordPress. And during this time, I have built dozens of real estate websites, and I learned real estate websites are not like regular websites. I personally started creating websites for my customers with the plugin WP Casa. And since the previous developer was unable to continue maintaining it, at some point, I took it over and I brought it back to the repository. So this WP Casa has now over 1,000 active installations, and we have over 5,000 clients using it in total with our themes. Today, I want to share with you my experience, which I had during my last 20 years working on this topic, and I want to recommend some issues I found. And sorry. So the question is, why are real estate websites different from regular websites? First of all, they have complex property data. So we don't talk about a regular post or page with an image. They have different types of features, location-based content. It's a bit like an e-commerce website and a product. They require advanced search, advanced filtering. At the same time, they need a lot of performance, because the main issue with real estate websites are the images. You can imagine when you see a property or listing on a real estate website, what you want to see are the pictures. So a lot of clients, they are using 20, 30, 40 images on one page. So this needs to be loaded and to taken into account. And finally, in the real estate industry, you have to connect the websites to integrate some external systems like CRMs. In the US, IDX is really popular or necessary. And all of this makes them very demanding type of project. So we have to take into account several topics which our regular websites does not have. Several topics from a real estate website does not have a regular website. To build a useful real estate website, we need a few essentials, so the core requirements. The first thing is the structured property data. You have to think about it. You have to show clear listings and detailed pages, powerful search engines, powerful search engine on the site and filters. And don't forget a strong SEO foundation and scalability to many properties and visitors. Because in my experience, a lot of companies, they started with small websites. Let's say they had 20, 30 listings. And years ago, or after years, they had 100 or 150 listings, 200 listings, 1,000 listings. And you have to make it scalable. But there's one important point. WordPress itself, by itself, cannot add any of these features. WordPress does not support real estate websites out of the box. Everything from the property data to search has to add through themes, plugins, or your custom development. And so we come to the technical architecture. The foundation of a real estate website are custom post types and some custom taxonomies. These define the property, their own content type. With advanced custom fields, I guess most of you know advanced custom fields, you can add your own metadata like rooms, price, location, and so on. But is that what you want to do? Do everything by yourself? So there are different plugins and themes in the WordPress ecosystem. For example, Aesthetics is a plugin. Houses, real homes as a theme. IAMPress listings, and for sure, WP Casa. Each one comes with its strengths and limitations. The important part is choose a solution that it's your clients need and that it's extendable, because every real estate project has unique requirements. One requirement a lot of real estate websites have is the multilingual setup. So for international, it's important for international buyers, but also within single countries, it's necessary. So not in Poland, but think about Spain, where you don't have only Spanish, but also Catalan, Valencian, Galician. Or for example, in Switzerland, you have France, German, and Italian. So this is always a multilingual website for you, even if you target only one special market. And the same is, you have to think about it for the SEO, for the URLs, and how to do this. And everything of this you can do with WPML or with a Polylang integration. The most important thing for customers is the search field here. It has to be fast and dynamic. You have to browse through all the listings. They want to filter by location, your customers, by the price, by number of rooms, by property type. In WordPress, we usually implement this with special search and AI-based filtering for a smooth end user experience. But the danger of this is the performance. As I told you, when you have thousands or 2,000 listings in the database and you want to scroll all about the rooms and so on, it takes time. So you have to think about this. And this can kill your website. Really, I had this already. So make sure you use optimized queries. Index the database and cache where it's possible. If search is slow, user will leave immediately. That's the experience of my customers. Yeah, that's why we come to performance and scalability. Performance is a constant issue in real estate projects. You are dealing with a lot of large photos, as I mentioned before, many property starters and traffic spikes when new listings are published. You can imagine new listings and you send out a newsletter, you get the traffic on your website. So some queries should be cached. Hosting is also really important. Most of the shared hostings will not handle a lot of listings. We had this experience already. Image optimization is critical. Photos need needs to be load fast without killing performance. There are, in the WordPress ecosystems, there are a lot of plugins you can use with the most plugins and themes to optimize the images and photos. Yeah, and now we are into integration and automation we have to talk about. As I mentioned before, CRM integration is very, very important. Let's say we have Salesforce, HubSpot, Pipedrive, and so on. But that's the one side of integration. The other side of the integration is how to bring the listings into the database of WordPress. Because you don't want to add all the properties by hand. So when you have a CRM system or your customers have a CRM system, they enter all the data there. They want to bring them by click to the website. So for the US market, for example, we have the IDX feed. It's really common. And German-based, but in Europe used content structure is OpenIMO XML feed. And you should take into account that the system you choose can support this. And imports automatic any updates. That's really important. Here it's. So one really important feature is also the lead generation. Your customers of real estate websites want to earn money. So how to work the lead generation? Once you can use a contact form on the property detail page. This is really important. But make sure this contact form is not just an email. The contact form is also connected with the CRM. So when a customer wants some information about the listing, just send an email to the real estate agent, but import these informations into the CRM system. Then take saved searches and property alerts. So this is really important that people can mark their favorites, or add a mortgage calculator so the people, they can see how much they have to pay for the property, or a currency switcher if you want to support different countries. So for example, in Poland we have the zloty, but if you want to target also European customer, it makes sense when you have the currency switcher for euros. One of the biggest SEO mistakes in real estate website is deleting property once they are sold. Because if you delete the page, you lose the SEO ranking and send users to a dead link. A better way is to redirect them with the 301 redirection. You can choose to a category or to another property. Another solution which I recommend to our clients is mark the properties as sold and suggest similar properties. So you can imagine your listing is 3 months online. It is already crawled by the search engine, and the customer finds this property and he wants to see this. And then he comes to a dead link. He will leave your website. But if you see, oh, this property is sold, but similar properties are these, and this, you catch them, and the properties and the customer, they stay on your website. Which one is this? Yeah. And then we have to talk about SEO today. SEO is not only what you know, metadata and so on. For real estate websites, SEO is also adding structured data. Schema.org, I guess a lot of people know it. Schema.org provides a structure for search engines, so search engines knows about your content. And especially for real estate, there are two structured data. It's schema.org real estate listings and schema.org real estate agent, because this is also important, that the search engine knows who real estate agent offers this property. Use Yoast SEO and RankMath just for metadata, because both of them and all other do not provide structured data for real estate. So make sure the chosen plugin or theme supports the structured data. And nowadays, we have also to take into account LLMs, let's say AI, and the new LLMS.txt file. Yesterday, I had a talk with a specialist, and he said he didn't get any advanced features until now using this file. But in my opinion, it's really important to have it, because nobody knows at what time an AI wants this information, and you have control about your information for search engines, about your properties when you use this file. Now we have two sides. We have one the developer. So what is the best practice for a developer when you have customers who ask you to create real estate websites? The most important principle is flexibility. Don't hard code any properties. Try to avoid things like ACF, because you have to do everything by your own. keep the data model clean and scalable. So you make sure that your customer has the possibility to increase the listing numbers. Build your search architecture so it can be extended later. That's really important. So your customer comes today and say, oh, okay, it's enough to search for rooms, for prices, and maybe for bathrooms. And in 3 months, he's coming and say, location's also important. And 3 months later, he comes and says, oh, I would like to have also features like air conditioning, pool, or whatever. So it's important to have this really flexible. And one important thing, make sure your clients, also your developer clients, so the real estate agent, is able to manage the site without calling you for every small change. At least the listing management should be done without a developer. The more you empower them, the longer the site will stay useful for the maintenance. And now the other side. What's the takeaway for end users, for the real estate agents? Or you can say, what can you ask as a developer to the real estate agent? First of all, define your requirements precisely before you're starting the website. Ask them especially, what do you want to do? What is the way of searching from the customers? Because don't just say, we want a real estate website, or I build you a real estate website. Be clear on what search options, as I mentioned before, what integrations, IDX or OpenXML or whatever, and what language you need. And experienced developer should help the clients with this. Don't start and do a try and error system, because later on it's really hard to change things on this. The target audience could search different, could expect different things. So it's important not to copy other sites. So when you say, I have a customer, or this is my competitioner, they do this, this, and this, I would like to have the same. Think about, is this what your customers needs as well? For example, let's say one website is more specialized on private properties, and the other is specialized on business properties like hotels, like warehouses and so on. So the private property selling needs more pictures, for example, for images, for more photos. But the business website, business selling property website needs more facts and less photos. So you have to take into account and to serve this. Choose the features carefully, as they may result in a lot of extra plugins and tools. So don't say, I want this, 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 without having really benefit of it. But this is with all websites, I guess. Try to add 50, 60 plugins. Focus on usability and performance, because that's what your visitors will notice. And plan for a long-term maintenance. This is really important. So the wrap-up is, real estate websites are demanding projects. WordPress can power them with the right setup, so not from scratch. Plugins like WP provides a solid base, but you can also use other themes and so on. Success comes from combining a strong technical foundation, excellent usability, and proper integration with business process. That's my experience for today. Thank you very much.